Welcome, race fans, to round 7 of the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. This week, the Riverglade MX Park, just outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. Ryan Gauld, Mark Travers in the starting gate. The day is about to begin. Gauldy, what a spectacular place to have a motocross race. First of all, an unbelievable crowd is going to show up today. This track, truly special, and I just feel like we're at the moment of greatness here.
You know, this place has got a ton of history behind it. It's been here since 1977. It's one of the longest running tracks in Canada, and like you said, we love coming here. The people, the track, the racing is always just sort of that next little step that we maybe lost in the last few rounds or something like that. And the track is set up pretty good today. They didn't till it quite as deep as I think some of the riders would like, but there's lots of line choice. You just got to find them. The riders got to take that opportunity to just go a little outside, and they're going to find those lines to make the passes. And it's another bluebird sky day here, Travis. You think something's got to go wrong eventually with it. It's a beautiful day to start.
Couple of interesting things in MX2. First of all, Tyler Madaga, the fastest qualifying time, but Daniel Blair's up riding Sean Rice's bike this weekend, the one that you rode last weekend. What do you think about that?
I think that's an awesome find. You know, Daniel's actually got some pretty good friends here on the East Coast that helped him make this happen, and he's already said, man, this bike is awesome. He totally agrees with what I went through last week. It was a great opportunity, and he's just going to have the same thing, and I've got a little bet. Hopefully he doesn't get as many points as me so I can rub it in his face at the end of the day.
Nice. And MX1, of course, Colton Fasciotti will not be riding today. We knew that based on that crash from last weekend. That opens the door again for Dusty Klatt and just about everybody else in that class. We got some nice points races going on there.
Yeah, actually, there's still only a few points separating first to fifth. Dusty's got a bit of a cushion there, but you got Demuth, Keast, Canary all kind of battling in. So that number 2 spot is the one that's really up for grabs. You know, we definitely would have to see Dusty have a bit of a problem if he's going to lose that. But the battle, it's so good. We got 2 rounds left. 6 motos left in each class, and we're coming down to the wire. That's exactly the way these champions should go, and it's exactly what we want to see for racing.
Nice job, fellas. To the series standings after 6 of 9 rounds. Only 14 points between Tyler and Teddy Mayer, and only 12 between Jeremy and Kevin Benoit. In the MX1, 22 points separate Dusty Klatt and Bobby Canary, and only 1 point between Demuth and Keast. Things are hot in the MX1 class, Travs. Let's take a peek at this Riverglade racetrack. Nice elevation changes. That good red East Coast soil, Travs. What do you think of that?
Oh, I like that, Fabs. I also like the huge jumps in this track and some great places to watch the races. Okay, MX2 pilots online, getting ready to go out and pray. Number 26, Jared Allison, getting his hole shot device clicked in, Brian. Great start here. They used to have asphalt underneath the back end. Now they've cleaned that out. Nice, fresh dirt. It's going to be a fast one.
It's a long, high-speed start straight. You don't want to miss it. These boys are up next.
Welcome back to the Riverglade MX Park, just outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. Brian Coster and Mark Travers in the booth, and a pair of monster girls out on the star straight with the 30 board up. This first MX2 Moto will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in the country. Oh, look at that, Jared Allison getting those hands pumped up. He is getting fired up because he is getting ready to race. Brian, the board goes to 5. Riders getting those engines warmed up, throttles pinned, looking down at the gate. The gate is down, Brian, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get the shot?
Man, upshifting all the way, and look at Benoit swoop in. I thought Teddy Mayer had it, but Benoit on that Duroy KTM into first place with Teddy Mayer right there, Travis. And look at this, we got Kawasaki's and KTM's seeming to dominate this whole shot.
Kevin Benoit with $200 extra in his jeans, courtesy of Royal Distributing, as they fly through this little chicane down in the first of 2 wood sections. Brian, I love this track, already running up down there.
Yeah, lots of lines, and they come in there so fast. You got to be really good on the brakes and also good on acceleration. See a little wheel spin by both of our leaders there coming out, a little fishtail action. But this track, Trav, is fast and furious and a lot of ruts, not super rough quite yet here, being the first moto of the day.
An extremely rocky track too, Brian. That's the one thing I noticed when we were out walking around checking the lines. Huge rocks all over the place. How about the start for number 12, Eric Nye on that Royal Distributing KTM, as we see the boys fly off this huge tunnel jumping down through the contour lock-off. Little dusty in there, Brian.
Well, yeah, it is a bit, but Nye, back to Nye, he has been super fast. He's probably one of the fastest guys to not get a podium. We know he started the season with a sore shoulder, but he is starting to make headway here. He had really good qualifying times as Benoit hits the big spectator triple leap for the first time. Green flags waving, all systems go here in Moncton.
Number 125, Daniel Blair, sitting in 4th place, so a great start for that pilot coming up to take over for Sean Wright. And how about the 39 of Corey Snellgrove in 5th place? Way to go, Corey.
That is amazing up for that KTM privateer. His mom, Wendy, works in the CMRC trailer. She's been with the CMRC for many years, so it's great to see Corey get a great start. Big brother Kyle, now retired, but Corey holding up the Snellgrove honor, but he's got some fast company coming up. in his rearview mirror. That's Tyler Medaglia on that uber-fast Blackfoot machine, Trav.
Snellgrove on that Rona-backed KTM looking good right now. How about the 29 of Spencer Knowles, who also got a great start? So we got 3 leading-edge Kawasaki's in the top 5.
Well, Spenny known for his starts. He's so fast. And as the motos go on, though, it seems sometimes he gets those late moto passes. And not sure it's fatigue or he's just surrounded by so many fast guys. We've got to realize Spencer Knowles still very young in this game.
Look at the way the track is set up. We've got some great spectator crowds inside these galleries here, Brian. A great place to watch motocross. Medaglia has gotten by Snellgrove. Now he's got Knowles in his sights on the inside. What a great pass.
Knowles saw him coming, kind of went wide. Did not put up much of a fight, but I think Spencer must get a little discouraged knowing these fast guys are coming, and I think Tyler showed him the bit of roost here to more than one national.
You talked about the great color of this East Coast soil. Look at Brian, really rich and red.
Yeah.
It's very distinctive.
Yeah, fantastic. And you mentioned the rocks, Trav. Usually not so many rocks here in Moncton, but they tilted up and a lot of rocks have surfaced, and we can see all those little stones here into this high-speed chicane. They added this chicane this year to slow things down. Now this is first place, Travers, as they dive into the woods. There's ruts everywhere, and Teddy Mare taking the same rut, but acceleration out, he swings wide, becomes on the inside, but Gavin's got him covered for now.
How about the fact that in the last couple of rounds, these two pilots have been getting together in just about every single race, and Benoit beat Mare straight up last week at St. Julie. Look at the line on the outside for Teddy Mare, outside to inside, as they double up into this little quick left-hand switchback section.
That was just a whole lot of determination by Teddy Mare. They came in to that rut, and it was like 2, here it is. Benoit on the inside, the 2 ruts kind of go to 1, but Benoit just stays up on the higher ground, and Teddy jumps out, and Benoit with a little problem there, just dabbing. A split second on acceleration is all it takes, and Mare just comes out a half bike lengths ahead, sets himself right up the inside.
You see the way they have that track set up, so there's a little berm up near the fence. It's awfully close, but Mare got up in that berm, had a lot of traction. The battle for 6 is heating up, though, Brian. Looks like the number 17 of Jeremy Medaglia, Orange Motorsports KTM, is making his way up on Knowles. Inside line in this sort of pseudo-off camber. Oh, and a nice crossover. What happened to Knowles there? Looks like he got on the binders.
Knowles went wide, and Jeremy saw his opportunity to just take the line right away, cut him right off. There was no chance Knowles was going to get through there ahead of Medaglia. And the inside, you know, you have that option of really just hacking off the line. And, hey, how nasty do you want to be out there? Sky's the limit.
Knowles is in trouble now as the number 21 of Parker Allison has found some fast lines and is moving up. This is the battle for 7th, Brian. I love the way they rocket out of that corner down in the trees.
Been so impressed with the Allison twins this year, Travis. And there it is again.
Yes.
This comes right over, and you see Knowles have to lock up the brakes big time there. He had that outside line, and with the Allison boys out there on the track, you cannot leave the door open like that. Now Knowles has got himself a whole bunch more grief from the other twin. That's Jared Allison. And I think he might be the more better-looking one of the 2.
It's only because of the moles, Brian. Only because of the
They're
moles.
identical looking.
As we get back to the number 27 of Kevin Benoit in 2nd place right now. Nye has closed the gap, though, Brian. We got into some lap traffic, which could cause some problems. Nye, you talked about it. The fastest rider on the track, not to get an overall win yet or a moto win so far this season.
He looks poised right now, Travis. He was so fast. He looks so smooth. There he goes. He's taking a peek on Benoit, taking the inside, but no, the outside, you're able to sweep around. No way. Oh, geez, that is an ugly, that is an ugly crash.
He's hurt.
He's holding his hand or his wrist for sure, yeah. Oh my God, these athletes are so tough, and they have sustained so many injuries in their career to get to this point. Yeah, here it is, and right there, Nye gets really aggressive looking ahead, just gets a little wheel spin cross right, and look at this, ejection! And look at that bike up into the catch fence, and oh my goodness, what a horrible way to start the day for Eric Nye. I love that guy up here in Canada, and he cannot buy a break. But Travs, Daniel Blair is getting a face full of Jeremy Medaglia, eating some roost, and Blair known for great starts, and that's one of the reasons Luke Coet brought him up for the leading edge team. But he's just getting to taste a little bit what Jeremy's got.
He is just a little guy, but super fast. And you're right. Yeah. A good start in that first moto, and he's never ridden the Kawasaki before, so good try for him. With number 5, Tyler Medaglia sitting in 3rd place now, with Eric Nye going down. We'll see if he can close the gap on Benoit. Oh my goodness, Knowles has his hands full again. He's been under siege this whole moto. The number 15 of Karen Fitzgerald blows him by on the inside for 8.
Nice pass for Karen. Oh, I like this. Justin Henry Lapper gives a little wave by there to Benoit and Medaglia, and that's what you got to do when you're lapped. Murray, a fast American rider up here, but troubles in this moto, getting lapped, and he knows what to do and handle these fast boys. The battle Travis is getting hot for second, and we've seen Medaglia just shred his way to the front, very aggressive on the bike.
Well, he needs to make this pass. We're thinking about the championship right now. He can't let Mayer get too far ahead of him as he goes inside into this right-hander. Oh, taking care of business. Boy, coming into that rut, Brian, if you're super aggressive and put a little blocker on, you're going to stifle momentum on that other guy and make the pass.
I think he just wanted to see which rut Benoit was going to go in, and he was just going to go in the same one in front of him, and he just blocked the way. So Benoit's got a lot to be proud of this season. Sitting third. Now the twins are racing. The twins are racing. There's Jared and Parker. Jared takes a peek up the inside, takes a little punishment. You just see the bike working, but Parker on the inside responds well. So a couple of Alberta twins just laying a little smackdown on each other for position. I love that stuff.
Number 17, Jeremy Medaglia, getting his last lap flag. That puts the number 1 of Teddy Mayer on his final approach, coming up into the spectator gallery. He's got one corner before that huge spectator triple. He's going to win this moto. Let's see if he busts out a big move here, Brian. He's been known to do it occasionally. Coming up on the face. Oh, a nice little pancake whip down into the gully and takes the checkered flag.
Mayer has been so strong this year and just seals the first moto here in Riverglade.
An awesome first MX2 Moto here from the Glade. Love to see those spectators on top of the podium. Let's get to our Yamaha leaderboard. First MX2 Moto, of course, Mayer, Medaglia, and Benoit. You know the top 3. Let's go down to Blair in 6th. Parker Allison, Karen Fitzgerald, Kyle McGlynn, and Spencer Knowles rounding out the top 10.
The chaser right now is what he is doing, exactly what he needed to do, Teddy, buddy. You didn't get the start, a whole shot out there, but you made quick work of Cavan, took off, and did exactly what you needed to do to get some points on Tyler.
That was a good race. I had fun and rode smooth and found some good lines. So just do the same thing in Moto 2 and should have a good day.
Duroy Racing, number 27, KTM, Cavan Benoit, buddy. Another solid ride up there. Banging the starts, dude.
Yep, old shot, first one of the season. It was great. I didn't want to get those rocks into my chest in that first corner, so yeah, it was a good race. Had some little bike problems at the end. We're gonna fix that, and I think the next moto will be good.
Okay, to the MX1 boys, they are getting ready for their first moto. There's the big Hungarian Cornel Nemeth getting his preps done. A little last-minute fidgeting for Mason Phillips and his Redemption Racing crew. Blackfoot's Dusty Klatt, our 2006 champ, looks poised. Freddie Carlise here. We're going trackside with the man they call G.
All right, here we are with Monster Energy, Cernix, Kawasaki, Roy Adams, buddy. The ball has been rolling pretty good for you lately. We're just on the gate here before the first MX1 Moto. What's you're a veteran. What goes through your mind when you're getting your gate ready?
I try not to do a whole lot of thinking. That's the biggest thing that gets me in trouble. You think too much and you start overcorrecting yourself. And I try to just keep a clear head. And I mean, I've been doing this 18 years, so I mean, I just put my head down and know what I got to do and try to go out and do it.
This isn't your first rodeo for sure. So what are your thoughts on the track? We've always finished practice, getting ready for that first moto. We're going into it here, buddy. What are your thoughts?
This start's going to be very important. I mean, it's really one-line track and it's really tight, so it's going to be all in the start. And hopefully we can pull it out and put the Monster Energy Cali Cernix on top.
Got to nail them sponsors. Good job, Troy. All right, boys, keep an eye on the 65. He's on a roll right now.
Nice work, Genius. MX1 pilots getting ready to go on parade. That means one thing and one thing only. Racing right around the corner. This is the Riverglade MX Park, and those are two of the Monster Girls, Alex and Sunny. 30 board is up. First MX1 Moto. Riders are on the line, and this first moto will be brought to you by Smith Optics. This is a neat shot, Brian. From behind, get to see the rider's perspective at the start straight.
Yeah, and it's pretty spooky. The nerves get flowing for all these professional riders, shaking out the shoulders, wrinkling out the hands, and getting the goggles prepped. Alex goes to 5. The gate is down. Oh, and Bobby Canary pops up the front end. That ain't going to help him one bit as they charge down this long Riverglade start. Oh, Josh Demuth gets the whole shot. Some fancy leg work, though, from number 552, that's Freddie Carlou. And look at the great start for Urquhart on his first day on the KTM.
Very quickly, Dusty Klatt has moved into the lead, but you got to give props to the number 135 to Josh Demuth for that run distributing horse. Yeah,
got that right, but Klatt makes quick work of them and moves right into the lead, and he's starting to check out early. But Demuth has got a lot of fast riders up his heels, and was mentioning the great start for Urquhart. He just got this ride with KTM. There he is on the inside of Carly, and these two guys have very similar stories with Carly starting out on a Cowie, getting picked up by Rockstar Suzuki. Again, Urquhart starting out on a Cowie, getting picked up by the Royal Distributing, a KTM team.
Seeing the number 2 of Dusty Klatt in the lead, we thought he was going to bust out the catapult on that first lap there, but he did not, only doubled in. But this battle, you're right, between two former Cowie pilots, now KTM and Suzuki, looks pretty good as they launch back up into the back section.
I thought Urquhart had him. Now Urquhart's taking a peek up the inside. You know, as they go down into the off-camber, the inside's where you want to be, and Freddie is able to block that line. But Urquhart, Urquhart a little too aggressive with some wheel spin. Right back up, though. This is a great battle right now for third.
Looks like Bobby Canario is coming into the fray as well. Here's that start again. Of course, we see number 135, Josh DeMuth, with the whole shove. But Klatt really gets on the gas and carries it out wide and gets in the lead early.
And you see Carly there on the outside with his outside leg way up off the peg, just getting his weight inside, hanging off like a flat tracker. As they come out of the woods sections, DeMuth has a nice little reprieve on Carly. Urquhart's hanging tough, but look at Bobby Canary out of nowhere, swoops out of the woods, and look at the aggression of Bobby Canary. Urquhart just again saw him coming and had to step on the brake and get out of the throttle.
Andy White, team manager for that Royal Distributing KTM team, very smart and astute at getting riders that get on camera and get into battles, and that was a great pickup, getting Urquhart on one of those Royal Distributing KTMs. Number 22, Mason Phillips, a poor start. He's in last place right now. To our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, looking good over that spectator triple, starting to open up the gap on second place.
Yeah, and there's DeMuth starting to gap out. Just got to report that Phillips went down on that first lap, so he is way back in Neverland. And there's the Hungarian sitting around 6th, and Troy Adams, the man Goldinas interviewed, sitting in 7th.
The two Cowies have gotten a good start, Brian, today. That's a good sign, because normally DeMuth's working his way up from the back. Let's get back up to the battle for third place. Number 552, Freddie Carly has his teammate. Number 3, Bobby Cade, right in his heels. A pair of Rockstar Suzukis coming down into the second of 2 treat sections. I love this area. Canary on the wide side looks like he's got some momentum going. As he didn't practice this morning, Brian, and he busts out the catapult. I knew that one was coming.
See, the body is just standing straight up. That's the dead soldier of it. I'm just loving Bobby Canary on the bike. He looks so good. He's just about the right size. He's got the right kind of physical attributes to be a star, and he just hits this thing. And look at this, he's just got everything right up high, and he lands right in between those two bumps, and now we can call it the Canary Bolt.
As he mounts his good lady steed, the battle for third place is heating up as he got the inside line on. Number 552, Freddie Carly, yes, he does. Super aggressive, Brian. That's why Canary makes passes, because he just gets on it.
Yeah, he is, and he's not afraid to hit the bumps to make a pass. Carly was taking really nice, smooth outside lines. Nothing wrong with that. Saving energy, but oh, look what we got here. We got Cornell Nemeth making a move on Urquhart. And that's Urquhart riding Nemeth's practice bike. That's what the KTM team has done for Urquhart. And look at Nemeth, just makes a great ride. Nemeth is the star power under that KTM World Distributing 10.
New teammates for the weekend. We saw the number 8 of Liam O'Farrell, the South African, sitting in the top 10 right now. Look at Canary going on the outside in the first of 2 tree sections on number 135, Josh DeMuth. It was like DeMuth was standing still for crying out loud.
DeMuth was yelling there. We could faintly hear him yelling at that lapper, and unfortunately was in the same rut. So DeMuth had to roll back on the throttle. Made that really easy for Bobby Canary, and DeMuth definitely not going to be pleased with the lapper and the fact that he got in the same rut.
Did you see the footwork on Klatt in the lead right now, doing things right, Brian? That's what I love to see him when he's in the lead. He does all those things right.
He is checking out, and it's easy to overlook the skill sets of Dusty Klatt. The guy is awesome. He's so far out ahead right now, and barring disaster, he's going to take this moto. And Carly now trying to make life difficult for the Hungarian. I like that. He blocked the line, but then he got in a big kicker hole, and look how much lower the Hungarian soars and gets right up into position. So sometimes it's a case of over-defensive can work against you in the end.
You're right. The defense was good coming in, but you got to turn that defense into offense as you exit that corner. Looks like, is that Troy Adams moving up on Carly as well? Wow. Boy, Adams is like on a freight train here. Now he's got the outside, gets on the gas, carrying speed. Little lapper issue on the inside for Carly. Oh, I like Carly's exit there, though, Brad.
Oh, see Adams on the outside dip his head, because the roost out here is something we haven't discussed. It is punishing, and when you get behind these big 450s, boy, it just blows you almost right off the bike as Adams makes it signed, sealed, and deliver on Carly, and that's 5th place. So as this series wears on, Adams is slowly becoming a front runner, but teammate Josh DeMuth has the behemoth Colonel Nemeth right there, and these two tries to get into each other's grill. Seems every freaking moto.
Well, when you look at these two guys, too, you can really tell the difference between an MX1 pilot and an MX2 pilot. These guys are big men. They need that big 450 bike underneath them.
Oh, and DeMuth just has a bit of a moment there in the in that rut, hit a bump, and now there goes the Cornell in the inside, has a peek, and there is that kicker on the outside, yes, and Demuth hits it. There was a big hole, and a little look back, and Cornell Nemeth in Europe, he's a German champion, and the guy is so well respected over there. It's a real treat for us Canadian fans to have him here on our soil.
And you know what's good about him is the experience shows he used the same line twice to pass two different guys on two different laps, and that shows that he knows what's going on out there. Platt looking great again in second place to a pair of teammates. Right now, Brian, this is for fourth place.
Yeah, for sure. Klatt has no reason to really do the catapult right now. We haven't seen Bobby K do it again since that last lap because it is a very dangerous move. But I just love the flow here on these turns. They're nice ruts, and I like the good soil on the acceleration out. So the guys are getting some really good traction to just get their speed up for the next obstacle.
Looks like, Adams had a bit of a problem, a bit of a back wheel spin coming out of that corner left-hander. You got to get a bit of drive to pop up over that tunnel jump down in the valley. Klatt again in first place, looking good to number 3. Bobby Canary in second, going down through that valley section as he pops up towards the spectators. Looks like he's coming up to get his last lap flag as we see the number 9 of Kyle Keast on a tear, twisting the throttle of that CRF 450, getting by Carly. Now he's got the number 135 of Josh Demuth in his sights.
Troy Adams is checked out on that battle as he laps Kyle Seidel and goes over the big spectator launcher, taking the white flag here at the monster finish line. But Kyle Keast now, after disposing of Carly, has worked himself right up on Demuth, and this is 5th place, and these two are only 1 point apart in the championship as Keast goes inside. There's a half a lap to go, Trav. Oh, and Demuth can't do the step down, opens the door for the machine Honda. Look at Keast storming in, takes it.
Fabs, I think that pass proves why Keast was chosen as the leader of Canada's MX2 Nations team this year that's heading to Colorado. Love that guy's got huge heart. To our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, just very gingerly bringing the bike in right now, Brian, but look at how choppy and rough it is down in this section.
Sometimes it's smoother when you go faster. He's just putting there, and the bike's dancing everywhere. He's going to do something here for the crowd, no doubt. Nice little wave here. His appreciation for the Moncton fans. Great race. Stick around. We got lots more for you. Welcome back to the Riverglade MX Park in Moncton, New Brunswick. A nice shot of an elated Cornell Nemeth coming in 3rd place to the Yamaha leaderboard. We know our top 3. Great ride for Adams, Keast. Josh Demuth has to settle for 6th. Carly 7th, O'Farrell 8th, Urquhart 9th, and Moffenbaier 10th.
Saw you on that first lap after you're in the lead. We thought we were going to bust out the catapult, but didn't see it on the first one. How was it during the race?
It's just really tough coming out of the corner. So, I mean, it just really wasn't worth it. You got to really swing wide and then kind of cut in, and you can't really get a straight shot at it. But maybe if it was a bit cleaner, maybe I'll pull it off in the last race.
All right, thanks, buddy. Based on the championship right now, you need to get out there and catch Klatt. And I realized that you got mired in the back a little bit, and you had to make some passes to get into second, and that slowed you down a little bit. So obviously in that next moto, you're going to need a good start and get up there and battle with him.
Yeah, you know, that's the plan. I feel like we picked up our pace this week. We kept that gap a little closer towards the end. I know the whole moto I had him kind of spotted. So hopefully we get a good start and see what we got for him next moto.
Nice job, Travs. Round 2 of the Eastern Canadian Women's Nationals presented by Honda. Heidi Cook was on fire here on her home soil, but we had great battling there with Jacqueline Ross on the 2-stroke KTM and number 31 on the Honda, and that's Taylor Miller from Alabama.
Yeah, Heidi Cook got out front early, Brian, with a couple of hole shots, certainly with the first moto. Number 9 of Kate McCarroll starting to find some lines, but I tell you what, these girls push hard. They race the guys' track, and they give it, and Heidi Cook was all about her business there.
Yeah, she had a few problems there with a little foot off the peg, but she was way out front. 8-10, Kristen McDonald having a great Eastern Women's Championship, but this girl right here with a re-injured knee was not quite as fast as normal, and that was Jacqueline Ross's. We see Heidi take the first moto win.
Well, if we go back to round 1, the battle between Ross and Cook was enormous. But as soon as we got to round 2 and that knee got tweaked, Cook was able to take off. And then Taylor Miller came in and showed that she was definitely, part of that fray. And maybe the second fastest out there. You see right there, Jacqueline Ross, a little bit slower in 3rd place in that second moto with that tweaked knee.
Yeah, definitely. She was just in conservation mode, doing some damage control, but really impressed with the speed and aggression on both Cook and Miller. You just see them roosting there, and great style and body English from all 3 of these fast women. And of course, there's Kate McCarroll, who did have a dynamite end of the moto as she just gets by McDonald. And, these two get together all the time. Kate McCarroll rising as the next girl in line to Heidi Cook.
And there you have your top 3 from round 2 at Riverglade. We got Cook, Ross, and Miller. Okay, Fabs, MX2 pilots getting ready to take care of their second moto. Pair of twins taking us out. Welcome back to the Riverglade MX Park just outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. MX2 pilots on the line getting ready for their second moto. And this moto will be brought to you by Brass Knuckle Therapy. Fabs, it looks like the better gate picks are on the left side facing the start.
Yeah, the insides were most of our key players, and we could see only a few bikes separating Teddy Mayer and number 5, Tyler Medaglia. They are in a furious battle for the championship as Sonny goes to 5, Trav.
Focusing back on the gate, Brian. Riders watching that 5 go sideways. Then they focus down on the gate. Oh my goodness, looks like number 18, Kyle McGlynn, has stalled his bike as the rest of them rocket out into that start straight coming around the corner. The number 27 of Kevin Benoit, Duroy KTM, Royal Distributing Hole shot.
That's 2 on the day for Benoit and that Katoom out front wheeling down the back straight. They pass the cars on the highway, but is that Daniel Blair, the newcomer, up into second quickly, Travis? And there's Medaglia with a really good start, and that's Tyler on the 5 Blackfoot bike.
Medaglia looking good wide. We've got a pair of Kawasaki's right behind there. Looks like Mayer and Knowles might be in the fray already. So again, the leading edge bike's looking good up front. I didn't see Jeremy Medaglia, so we'll have to keep our eyes peeled at him. But right now, Benoit has the measure in the lead.
I like what I'm seeing from Teddy Mayer looking and lurking on Tyler Medaglia. That's 3rd and 4th. Blair gets a little bit hung up, and we can see acceleration bumps starting to form, exiting those ruts. So the track, after 2 motos, starting to get a little choppy out there.
Add in the fact that it looks like a couple of sections are a little sloppy out there, Brian. This track is getting difficult. Back to the start replay. Look at this. Blair on the outside, but holy mackerel. Number 27, Kevin Benoit, blew away the whole field with a great whole shot.
Yeah, totally in command, but we saw some riders get tangled up and go down, and looked a little nasty for some of those boys. You never want to crash in the start track with the pack coming in, but now things at the front getting interesting. And we talked about the track. Look at the chop. Look at the motorcycles working. And look at Blair. Hopped right out of the berm. Opened the door perfectly for Tyler Medaglia.
Not only is it difficult down there with the ruts, Brian, but really slick down in that corner. You saw him slip right out as we see the boys funnel through the Contour HD lock-off cam on one of the best motocross jumps in the country.
Look at Benoit sweeping wide, looking for the smooth lines down this ultra-fast GP section. Medaglia is in there, and he's taking a peek as Mayer gets by Blair, and Blair is getting schooled right now by his teammate, maybe letting him go with a little team tactics down this back straightaway.
Blair with his head down, getting out of the way of that punishing roost. As we see number 18, Kyle McGlynn, one of our front runners, normally working his way back from a bad start.
McGlynn's had a very trying season, started out with injuries, and of course that stall at the start of the race, that's never good. To our lead battle, 3 guys here going for it. And right now, Benoit, you can see it's starting to get slippery and choppy, but Benoit goes by. But look at Tyler with the smoother inside line. We know there's that big kicker on the outside, but Benoit has the measure for now. But look at this, up into the mechanics area. Tyler's getting aggressive, Travs.
Super aggressive Medaglia. This is inside to outside, Brian, but the outside line's the better one here. You can carry speed, and Medaglia makes it click.
Well, let's just see if Kevin can cut in and maybe get to the inside under braking, but here they come down the chute by the mechanics area. You can just see how fast they're going as they whiz by the spectators and set up here. 2 of them coming in at once, but Benoit kind of has to leave that good, faster outside line and berm like you had mentioned there, and he makes the pass. I think he's going to make it stick down the chute.
No, normally the inside line's the better, but on that particular corner, that outside carries so much speed. To the battle for second place. Mayer has made it all up on Benoit, coming down into the right-hander before the big triple. Mayer carrying speed on the outside. Does he hit that kicker? Nope. Yes, he does. Pretty smooth, though. Off the triple. Looks like Benoit down first, but Mayer on the outside is carrying more speed.
Wow, I thought Benoit had him covered, but he underjumped, and when he landed, he had to do that second bounce down into the gully, and in that gully, there's a lot of deep ruts. So Teddy Mayer, and just look at the roost factor from Teddy Mayer there. He is on the pipe big time.
Benoit with his head down, no question about it. Moving back to number 125, that's Daniel Blair. He's got the 21 of Parker Allison all over him, and it looks like the number 17 of Jeremy Medaglia has come into this package.
Jeremy Medaglia has not been getting great starts all year, so he seems to be playing catch-up with these guys every single moto. Blair now on the outside. Yes, Allison gives him a little love tap, pushes him out, and neither of them can do the big jump there.
Great pass. I said that was Parker Allison. It's actually number 26, Jared Allison. So Some nice work on Daniel Blair through the front. Brian, looks like the number 1 of Teddy Mayer has got a problem.
Wow, we've seen a lot of guys have troubles in that turn. I think he low slid there, went down. He lost a lot of positions on the racetrack. These guys have gotten by Mayer, and that's Jeremy Medaglia, that Orange Motorsports KTM Traps. Never a great start. He's always playing catch-up. He's working his way up hard.
To our leader, his brother, number 5, Tyler Medaglia, on that Blackfoot Red Bull Fox Racing Yamaha. Here we go. Battle for third place heating up. This part of the track is super choppy, Brian. Number 26, Jared Allison, on that Blackfoot Direct Yamaha, having some problems. Medaglia on the outside, Orange Motorsports KTM. Here they come up to the triple, Brian. Medaglia crosses over. Did they get the drive? Yes, Jeremy Medaglia triples the big jump and makes the pass.
Awesome line by Jeremy. I hadn't seen anyone cut over like that, so pretty creative line choices there for Jeremy. Kevin Benoit now working the track right now. He is just riding the racetrack. The ledges are even getting bumpy, and that was the smooth way around earlier. He's got a nice gap on third place here. We can see in real time Jeremy Medaglia, Jared Allison, and now Teddy Mayer. You can see that ledge starting to get a little gnarly, T.
Brian, in the past, we'd see some huge ruts in this track, and there are ruts today, but today it's a choppy track like I've never seen before.
Good point, Travis. It's a lot rougher than it looks out here with a lapper in play. Third place is getting hot. Jeremy Medaglia owns it right now, but look at the move by Jared Allison up the inside, using that lapper to his advantage to get into third place. And look at Teddy Mayer now. He has got Jeremy Medaglia's number. He's right there on the fender. There goes Teddy. Travis taking a peek around the outside.
Launching from the valley up into the spectator bowl. Nice little left-hander. Looks like they had a little bit of contact there. Mayer on the binders, coming down into the roughest part of the track. As far as I'm concerned, look at the outside line for Mayer carrying speed. Medaglia on the inside. Oh, and he just goes off that face just a little bit and triples through, Brian. Makes the pass into fourth place.
Super cool there, because you get up on that ledge, and if you can hit it with enough speed, you're kind of sideways. You go right outside the bump, so that is a new line developing. Teddy Mayer used it to his full advantage, but Jeremy not even able to triple.
Look at that sauce down in the bottom of the valley with, as we see, number 27, Kevin Benoit in second place. Oh my goodness, Teddy Mayer using that outside line, that chop line. Oh, little check back for Allison. He doesn't know where Mayer is. Now Mayer's on the outside. Love the racing on this track today, Brian.
Allison looks one way, Mayer goes the other, so here was a ghost behind him for a while. You can see some of that inside portion of the track really choppy now. The pass is happening up the top of the off-camber. Pushes Allison way wide as they dive down in there. Mayer's got it signed, sealed, delivered.
Number 25, Daniel Blair, sitting in sixth place. He's got his teammate Spencer Knowles hot as heels. Oh, look at that. Spenny runs into a lapper. He is pissed. That was a bit of a soft throw down there.
I think he stalled the bike tracks. Yeah, he's got to find neutral to get it fired up. I like him waving his arms up in the air. He is not happy at all right now, but we see Kevin Benoit getting passed by Jared Allison, and I'm watching Benoit's bike around the track. I think his rear shock is giving him problems. The bike is pogoing everywhere. As a rider, when you've got a blown shock traps, it is super scary, especially when you hit the face of these big jumps.
You saw Teddy Mayer getting his last lap flag. He's sitting in second place. Jeremy Medaglia now coming over, getting his last lap flag, so he has gotten by Benoit as well.
It seems harder for the little bikes to make that big spectator leap here as it gets rougher and rougher. These guys are just making it, and we're seeing some riders not even jumping it now, so that tells you how rough and gnarly it is on that approach.
Last lap antics as we get back to the battle for third place. This is a hot one through that tricky right-hander section. Jeremy Medaglia goes up on the wall. He's got Jared Allison. These guys have been battling all moto. Brian, looks like Medaglia on the inside. Oh, what a pass! Super aggressive on the inside, taking care of business.
Well, these two have been getting together seemingly at every national. I asked Jared who his biggest competitor was out on the track, and he keeps bringing up Benoit and Medaglia, and they get into it again, and boy, oh boy, that's the last podium position here as we see our moto leader, Tyler Medaglia, coming in for the win on that Blackfoot YC250F traps. A hard-fought moto. He deserves this win for sure.
Championship-style ride as he matches Mayer's win in the first moto. Let's get to the top 10. Yamaha leaderboard, second MX2 Moto, all the way down to seventh, and Kyle McGlynn with a strong ride back from that poor start. I also like the fact that Kenny Henry, number 901, rounds out the top 10.
The number 5 points leader doing, again, exactly what you need to do, buddy. The first moto, you fought hard. That moto, you got handed the lead pretty early, and you worked your butt off and hung on to it, dude. That was an awesome ride.
Yeah, I had a really good start for the first time pretty much this year, so I was happy for that, and I just put my head down. My bike is working really good, that moto. We made a couple changes, and I'm pretty happy.
Now, we saw that pass. Somebody might say is questionable. There was some arguing going on with lappers and everything. Good pass out there. We didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah, it wasn't really that bad. It was definitely aggressive, but, you know, he was riding really good, and, you know, I had to take it. It was there. He left the door open, so I'm just happy to be up here.
But when you want to win championships, you got to be aggressive sometimes. You know what? That's okay. That's racing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Colin and Aglen, there's your top three in the MX2 class here today. Welcome back to the Riverglade MX Park. Brian Coster and Mark Travers in the booth for the final moto of the day, the second MX1 Moto, and it will be brought to you by Hindle. Feel more power, Brian.
Yes, Hindle making great exhaust systems for these 4-stroke and 2-stroke racing motorcycles. There's Freddie Carly right against the box, and Sean Moffenbauer, number 31. Great shot of Liam O'Farrell, is South African, as well as Alex goes to 5 crowds.
A delicious shot of our monster girls with the 5-board sideways, Brian. Here we go, focusing down. Riders coming through this huge long straight into the corner. Who's gonna get that roll distributing hole shot? Oh my goodness, was it number 135, Josh DeMuth again?
Woohoo, it sure was, but Klatt was right in close proximity. Looked like Klatt's handlebar was just kind of sitting on DeMuth's chest, but look at this helmet cam footage, Traps. Very exciting, and you can feel the ruse pelting there.
We are on board the Southland Power Sports Yamaha of number 75, Jared Stock, with a great start, funneling in here, Brian, looking for lines, trying to stay under the roost, just trying to get organized early in the moto.
Stock, another one of these fast up-and-coming West Coast riders. Great to have him with our helmet cam, but a nice start for Cornell Nemeth. He's up front, and that's what plagued him last year in Canada, was poor starts. He really worked on those start straps, and he's making it work for him here. But look at the aggression of Urquhart. Another great start on that KTM.
Gotta like the fact that Urquhart's up top, but you're right. This year, Nemeth on a much better motorcycle than he was last year, and I saw the number 8 of Liam O'Farrell with a great start in this moto.
True that, and there's DeMuth now with the 2 Royal distributing hole shots, but Urquhart's taking a peek around. I'm loving this. He only rode this KTM once yesterday in a practice track locally, so this is his only third time on the bike in the second moto, and look at him go. It looks to me like he's faster than DeMuth. He's just trying too hard to get around him, losing a little bit of ground there.
You know, Brian, a lot of riders say that KTM is the hardest bike to get adjusted to because it's non-Japanese, yet I look at Urquhart, fits him like a glove, for crying out loud.
Man, that thing's fitting him like your finger fits your nostril as he makes a move right now on DeMuth. DeMuth pulling it away a bit, but look at Urquhart's got some company on the inside, and it's Cornell Nemeth, and that's the guy whose practice bike he's on here, so all kinds of irony going on here in the second moto.
With the boys going over the big triple on the contour HD lockoff, let's get back to that start. Closest start of the season, Brian, detail it for me.
Wow, look at Klatt coming in. Looks like he's going to take a look at the front wheel dancing off the ground. That is, I mean, holy smokes, talk about a photo start there, and DeMuth just edges him out by a nose, and Dusty comes right in just like the first moto, takes the lead quick.
Back to the battle for second place, the number 32 of Cornell Nemeth, finding some terrific lines out here, Brian. This is the type of track where you know that Nemeth is going to shine. It's rough. He can use that big frame. But look at Bobby Canary on the wide side. Does he have Urquhart? Doesn't do the catapult this time.
Canary takes a punishment on those bumps, but nice. There he shoves him out big time. The writing was on the wall. Canary is so aggressive. He's made his mark here, and a lot of these guys are a little frightened to battle with him because he can really ride physically and be one of those guys to take you out.
Nemeth putting some pressure on the number 135 of Josh DeMuth. DeMuth on that wide line. Looks like Nemeth on the inside. Bar to bar over the big triple. Oh my, Brian, what a great shot and a great pass.
And Cornell Nemeth has time to snag a tear-off, and we see these riders funneling through. That's Canary, Carly, O'Farrell, and Moffenbauer, and that's 4th through 7th track.
Sean Moffenbauer with a great start, running in the top 10 right now, Brian. You gotta like that. There in real time is the gap to second place. Number 32, Cornell Nemeth, the big Hungarian on that Thorback KTM. Looking good right now, Brian. Just taking control of this track. Let's pan back. Oh my goodness, number 3, Bobby K has made it up on Josh DeMuth, and it is tightening up for 3rd.
See the line that Canary has there? He just jumps through there. A lot of guys slowing down to go through that switchback. There's a big kicker and a hole there, but Bobby K getting really aggressive, peeking on the inside. Lots of wheel spin for both riders. And Canary kind of cases it, little dab, but he's still got the fire in his eyes, and this is a great spot. We've seen some great passes here as he goes up that wall. Boy, oh boy, great defense for Josh DeMuth, though, Mark Travers.
He is riding really wide in this track, but this section, he's got to tighten it up, Brian. Coming in there right now with a little bit of a check-off as they drop down into the valley. The thing I like about both of these riders, great style, elbows up, excellent position on the motorcycle. Canary gets inside through the slop and makes a pass.
Those long ruts coming into the corner. A lot of water on the track in weird spots, so there is some soft, goopy sections, and we're on board with number 75, Jared Stock. He's following New Englander Andy Matthew down into the tree section there, just outside of the top 15. And with the talent up here in these MX1 Nationals, Jared Stock has a lot to be proud of this season.
Andy Matthews been riding up here for quite a few years, Brian. We'd like to see those Yankees cross the border. Speaking about Yankees, here's another pair. DeMuth and Urquhart battling for 4th place, coming down into that ultra-tricky section. Oh, and Urquhart, that front wheel just slid out, Brian. He had losing traction out there.
He got into the chop and just ejected him off to the left. And that's why you say he's one of the roughest parts of the track. It is so choppy and ugly coming into there, and it just bit Kevin Urquhart hard right on the hiney.
To our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, looking terrific in that brand new Fox gear. I love that stuff, Brian. Going through the catapult, but not doing the quad today. To number 8, Liam O'Farrell, sitting inside the top 10. Oh, no! My goodness! Oh, my, Brian. He just lost total control there.
And to add insult to injury, it's right in front of the mechanics area, so everyone saw him go down. Look at the muck all over Liam. Oh boy, you see it again. He's looking for neutral there because these 4-strokes are super hard to start when they're in gear, and these fans got a great taste of it. Here he comes. He's just giving it right here. A really, really fast part. Just gets kicked out. Almost comes right around, gets it all wrong, Travs, and a hard soil sample for the likable South African Liam O'Farrell down in a heap on that Gopher Dunes RMZ 450.
Proof that these motocross riders are one of the toughest breed in the world. You crash like that, you pick your bike back up, you get back to racing. Here we are with teammates number 135, Josh DeMuth, and number 65, Troy Adams.
Adams has gained so much ground in this race. He is on the move big time. He's charged all the way up to battle for 4th, and there he is. He pushes DeMuth out, and earlier in the year, DeMuth was getting the measure of Troy, but Troy getting it now. But look at Josh fighting back up the inside. Oh, and Adams with a fist full of throttle, rails around the outside. Ultra fast part of the racetrack there by the mechanics here. Awesome racing up front. I like what I'm seeing.
Can you believe how many passes we've seen in that corner before the triple? It just really shows that a very difficult part of the track is a great place to pass.
Yeah, definitely. The more technical and ugly it is, the more opportunities there are for you. This is 3rd. Look at the way Troy Adams has marched to the front of the pack, and he just gives the business to his Robbie Canary right there.
It looked like Canary's had some problems through there, Brian. He's slipping and sliding all over the track.
Well, you know, this place is notorious for flat tires. We've seen it time and time again, so maybe a cut tire for Bobby Kay, and we'll keep an eye on him to see if he's fishtailing out of the corners. That's usually a sure telltale sign.
And number 32 of Cornell Nemeth looking good, standing up on the motorcycle right now, Brian, getting his last lap flag in great position. Bobby Kay in 4th, Troy Adams in 3rd place as they cross and get their last lap flag. To our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, and it is getting Dusty out on the track with Dusty.
For sure, Dusty's pulled away. He's got a nice gap on the Hungarian. The Hungarian showing some great style out there. He knows the moto's winding down. But here, Bobby Canary coming back into play up the inside. What a move. He rails through the midsection of that corner and under braking. His back tire is flat. I can see it there. I cannot believe he's doing all these jumps. And there, DeMuth gets a second chance. And look at Canary swapping everywhere now on the landing and takeoff. He definitely has a flat tire, Travs, and he's riding like a man possessed right now.
Made a great pass on the inside and just lost traction, or else he would have held position.
Yeah.
No question about it. Love the hard on Bobby Kay, and a great pass for Troy Adams to get himself onto the podium. To our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, on his final approach, going over the triple. Oh, with the full goon leg fabs, coming up and taking the checkered flag. Clean sweep here in Moncton.
Looks great in that 2011 Fox gear. Boy, oh boy, a great day for Dusty Klatt and Blackfett. To our Yamaha leaderboard, Nemeth and Adams does secure 3rd place. DeMuth, Freddie Carly, Phillips, Moffenbauer, Keese, and Urquhart round it out.
Let's talk about last season when you were able to catch and pass Dusty Klatt almost at will. You haven't had that opportunity yet this year. Coming into those last 3 rounds, that's something that I think you're probably going to want to do before the end of the season.
Oh, you see, buddy, I'm coming better and better. You know, I had a tough winter, and I couldn't really ride. I hadn't actually money, and you see, like 2 times on the podium, so it's getting better and better. And I was, beginning of the moto, I was a little bit faster than Dusty, and then you know, Lepers, and he was fast as well, so he rode good, you know, but I'm still happy.
On the podium once again, number 65, Troy Adams, with a spectacular day of racing here. Troy You know, we were talking about how you've had this sort of late season comeback, man, but you really look solid out there. You had a great battle with your teammate, and then you and Canary were just like a war going on out there.
I know it. Josh was doing good. He got the whole shot, and I was able to sneak by him, and then started reeling in Canary towards the end. And I knew Bob was going to save a little bit for the last lap, and so once I got around him, I tried to get away, but he stuck right on my rear wheel, and then made an attempt at me and got by me actually, but blew out the turn. And I was able to counteract it and come back underneath him, and then we got in some lappers, and I think he got a flat or something he was saying. So it's tough luck for him, but I can't be happier for the team being third. So.
To the series standings after 7 of 9 rounds, Klatt pulls out a nice commanding lead. But look at the battle between Nemeth, Demuth, Keast, Fossiati, and an ultra-fast Mason Phillips.
To the max $50,000 shootout, $10,000 going to the rider with the most points at the end of the season, regardless of class. Tyler Medaglia looking good right now. Klatt on his way for that $2,500 bonus. Fabs.
And there's our champions on the day. Klatt in the middle, Nemeth second, and of course, Bobby K in third. Travis, what a great day of racing.
It has been a spectacular one. You have been watching the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Brought to you by RoyalDistributing.com. 20 years of power sports excellence. Special thanks to Larry and the Deuce and the Riverglade MX Park staff for hosting a great race. So ends round 7. We'll see you next week in the nation's capital.